What's up, Crunch fam? Welcome back for another deep dive. This one's got more twists and turns than, well, you know. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that like button, drop a comment, share this with your friends, follow us and subscribe so you never miss a beat. Today we're looking at rapper Lil Durk. He's facing some serious legal trouble. It could put a stop to his music career and his philanthropy.
Yeah, it really could. And it brings up some big questions about fame, the cycle of violence, consequences of actions, especially for someone with a big platform.
You know, you hear about fans telling artists to slide for someone, meaning retaliate. Makes you wonder if that played a role in all this.
That's a great point. It's definitely something investigators will look into. But
Mm-hmm.
first, the facts. Lil Durk is already facing charges for a murder for hire plot in LA. Now he's linked to the 2022 murder of Stefan Mack, big name in the Chicago gang scene.
Hold up. Two separate murder-for-hire plots. This is getting crazy. Break down the Chicago case for us.
Okay, so Mack led a faction of the Gangster Disciples. Powerful gang in Chicago, long and complicated history. And here's where it gets interesting. This gang was allegedly involved in Lil Durk's brother's murder in 2021.
So this could be revenge, orchestrated by Lil Durk.
That's what investigators are thinking.
Wow. What evidence are we talking about?
Well, court documents show some key things. One is Lil Durk's lyrics in Aha. It was released right after Mac's death. They're looking into whether those lyrics are about the murder.
So his music could be used against him.
Yeah.
That's wild. Why is that even allowed in court?
It's a complex legal thing,
Huh.
but basically, prosecutors can use lyrics to show motive, intent, or a timeline of events. In this case, they want to show a connection between his music and the crime.
Okay, I get it. This case gets even crazier, right?
Yeah.
Tell us what these other people Lil Durk was targeting.
Right. The prosecution says he put bounties on other people, including a witness's family member,
Yeah.
if true. He was willing to silence anyone who was a threat to him or his case.
And this isn't just speculation.
Nope. This comes from evidence presented in court.
This is like a cautionary tale about fame.
Uh,
Lil Durk is successful, he does philanthropy, but he's also caught up in violence.
it's a reminder that public image isn't everything, and actions have consequences, no matter your status or wealth.
Okay, let's go back a bit. Talk about the other murder for hire. The one in Los Angeles. What's that all about?
So, in that case, he's accused of financing a plot to kill rapper Quando Rondo. This was supposedly retaliation for the death of King Von, another rapper close to Lil Durk.
Hold on. King Von's death. That was a huge story. Remind us about that.
Sure. King Von was shot and killed outside a club in Atlanta in 2020. Quando Rondo and his crew were there too. We don't know exactly what happened, but it seems like there was a fight between the two groups. That led to the shooting.
So they're saying Lil Durk wanted revenge for his friend by targeting Quando Rondo.
That's what the prosecution is arguing.
Wow, this is heavy stuff. Loyalty seems to be a big factor in all of this.
It is. It's a big part of hip-hop culture and gang culture. But the question is, did that loyalty and the pressure to slide lead to criminal actions?
It's a tough question. Was Lil Durk really trying to change with his philanthropy? Or did his actions just make things worse?
That's what we'll need to keep looking at. But before we do that, there's one more thing.
Okay, what is it?
Lil Durk bought tickets for 3 international flights just before his arrest. This has raised concerns about him being a flight risk.
Wait, 3 international flights? Why is that a big deal?
It looks like he might have been planning to run away to avoid prosecution. The prosecution says this shows he doesn't want to face the charges.
So Lil Durk is facing accusations, and now his actions are being used against him. That's a tough spot to be in.
It really is. Yeah, it's a complicated situation, and it's important to remember the evidence against him seems strong, but he says he's innocent, and his lawyers are fighting these charges.
Right, what are they saying?
They're saying he's changed, that he's trying to do good. They talk about his philanthropy in Chicago, how he helps kids and gives back to his community.
So they're saying he's a good guy now.
Basically, yeah. They also point out that he's followed court orders in the past, when he was granted pretrial release for a case in Georgia.
Pretrial release, what does that mean?
It means he was free before his trial, under certain conditions, like promising to show up to court and not breaking the law.
So they're saying he can be trusted.
That's their argument. They're trying to show he's reliable.
So there are two sides to this story. The prosecution says he's a danger and a flight risk. And his defense says he's a good guy who follows the rules. How do you even decide who's right?
It's up to the judge. They have to look at all the evidence and the arguments from both sides. It's a tough decision.
It makes me think, are we too quick to judge people? maybe it's not so simple.
That's a good point. This case definitely makes us think about our own biases.
Yeah,
Can someone who's done good things also do bad things? Can someone change even after making mistakes?
big questions,
Questions we face all the time.
for sure. This case brings up those questions in a big way. What stands out to you the most in all of this?
I think it's that this goes beyond Lil Durk himself. It's about celebrity influence and the dangers of online pressure.
Like we were talking about before, fans telling artists to slide.
Right. Could that have affected him? We don't know. But public opinion is powerful, especially on social media.
Yeah. People demanding action, fueling feuds,
And that pressure can affect artists.
especially in a world like gang culture.
It's a real-life story about loyalty, revenge, and justice.
It really is.
And it's not over yet. We'll see what the judge decides about bail and what other evidence comes out.
Okay, Crunch fam, this deep dive is far from over. But we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll look at how this case could affect Lil Durk's career and the music industry as a whole. We're back, Crunch fam, and ready to talk about the impact of all this. Lil Durk's career is in a tough spot now.
Yeah, it is. These allegations are really hurting his image and his ability to keep working.
I bet it's hard for his fans, too. It must be tough to see someone you admire facing these charges.
It's definitely complicated for them. They have to think about his music and the charges at the same time.
And what about the music industry? How are they reacting to all of this?
They're watching this closely, for sure. It makes them think about their responsibility and the consequences of promoting artists who might be involved in crime.
There's that saying, separate the art from the artist. But when it's this serious, it's hard to do.
Yeah, you're right. This case could change how the industry handles things, how they choose artists and manage their image.
This is a reminder for all of us. Actions have consequences.
They do?
And those consequences can affect more than just one person.
For sure. This case could impact Lil Durk's career, the music industry, and even the communities he's part of.
It's a lot to think about, Crunch fam. We've talked about a lot today. The charges against Lil Durk, the music industry, justice and accountability.
And it's not over yet. There could be more surprises. What I find really interesting is how this shows the power of celebrities and the dangers that come with it.
You know, it makes you think about the messages artists send to their fans, especially young fans.
It does. I think one thing to learn from this is we need to think critically and be smart about what we see in the media.
Right. Don't just believe everything you see online.
Exactly. Celebrities are human too. They make mistakes.
And our actions have consequences.
Yes. Lil Durk's story shows that even with money and fame, you're not above the law.
Well, Crunch fam, that's our deep dive into the Lil Durk case. We've looked at the evidence, the arguments, but the story's not over yet.
No, it's not. It makes us think about celebrity culture,
Yeah.
the justice system, and taking responsibility for our actions.
Thanks for joining us, Crunch fam. Hit that like button, leave a comment, share this episode, and subscribe for more deep dives. Until next time, stay informed, stay curious, and keep the conversation going.